This episode is brought to you by SIM4Crew, the leading network in providing international SIM cards to seafarers. In this day and age, internet access can already be considered as a commodity. Every day, more and more people prefer to go online for communication, entertainment, shopping, food, financial transactions, and many other things. For seafarers, internet access is very important as it provides them the means to stay connected to their families and friends at home and keep themselves updated on almost everything they have left behind while they are stuck working on board a ship for months at a time. Simply put, it's as close as they could get to having a social life, which we all know is necessary to maintain good mental health. On board a cargo ship, however, internet access is something that is still very rare, as most ships still don't have their own Wi-Fi equipment, and a great number of ship owners have no intention to install them on board their vessels. Hi there guys! In this episode, I'm going to tell you the truth about internet access on board merchant marine ships. But before that, I'd just like to say thanks to SIM4Crew for sponsoring this video. SIM4Crew is a prepaid global SIM card which provides voice, SMS, and internet and lets you save up to 90% on roaming costs. The SIM cards are pre-activated and can be used immediately around the world and comes preloaded with $10 worth of credit. It works in 178 countries and comes with different internet data bundles depending on your location. You can top up your credit or purchase internet bundles through their website or through their different partners worldwide. Another good thing is that their SIM cards don't expire, so it's really convenient for seafarers to bring them along every time they sign on for another contract. For more details, you can visit SIM4Crew's website and their Facebook page. Link is down in the description. At present, there are no regulations yet requiring ships to have mandatory internet access for crew members, which is why a great number of companies never even bothered to install them on board in the first place. In fact, in the past, I have personally heard ship owners' representatives saying that they won't install internet facilities unless they are forced to do so by regulations. I know, right? Although, there are a few companies that have been proactive on this issue and went ahead and provided internet facilities. Some of them even gave access for free and with a generous data allocation. Some even with unlimited access, and that is very good. However, some very shrewd companies who also anticipated that this will eventually become a requirement also installed Wi-Fi on board their ships, but with very little data allocation, and worse, the crew themselves will have to pay for the overpriced costs. How overpriced? Again, I have personally experienced having Wi-Fi on board that will charge you $20 for 90, that's 90 megabytes. I mean, seriously, for 90 MB, you could browse photos on your Facebook feed probably for about 10 minutes and then it's all gone. So if you want more, you have to pay more. Now, this kind of thing happens because companies are expecting the future regulations to have a lot of loopholes. And while they will be forced to comply, these companies just intend to be compliant based on technicalities. For example, the Maritime Labor Convention, or MLC, only mentions that the ship's crew are to be provided reasonable access to ship-to-shore telephone communications and email and internet facilities where available, with any charges for the use of these services being reasonable in amount. Reasonable access. So, how much is that exactly? internet facilities where available. So, if it's not available on board a ship or in port, then I guess it's okay. Any charges being reasonable in amount. Again, how much exactly is reasonable? Now, if the future revisions of the MLC will state that ships are just required to have internet access for the crew, then that is a very broad statement with a lot of gray areas. They could say that yes, our ship has internet access for the crew, but regulation never required that it should be for free. Or there should be a set amount of data allocation per month for each crew member. It just says reasonable. And that is how they intend to get away with that. So hopefully someone from the International Maritime Organization or the International Labor Organization who is in charge of revising the MLC would be able to watch this video and maybe sympathize with us seafarers regarding internet access and perhaps do what is necessary to improve the quality of life on board all ships by improving internet access. But for now, because a lot of ships still don't have their own Wi-Fi facilities, the only way for the crew to have internet access is to buy local SIM cards whenever their ship arrives in port. That's well and good, but there are lots of times when ships just stay at the anchorage area, or maybe the ship only stays in port for a short time and there's nobody selling SIM cards. What to do then? Well, the best solution is to have an international roaming SIM card that will guarantee internet access in any country as long as your cell phone can receive a signal. Now, there are a lot of networks which provide international SIM cards, but the fastest growing among them is SIM4Crew. With over 120,000 registered users, it has been the SIM card of choice for seafarers since 2017. Technology is steadily advancing, and at present, it has reached a state wherein everyone wants to be connected all the time. But in the maritime industry, the seafarers seem to always be taken for granted. They're always expected to be the first to endure a lot of sacrifices in their working conditions, but when it comes to their welfare, it seems they're almost always given the minimum, sometimes even less. There's already a lot of talk about mental health awareness and depression in the maritime industry. And I believe that something simple like providing better internet facilities on board a ship is a positive first step among others and will definitely help, as it will also improve the seafarers' quality of life on board and connection to their families and loved ones.